So, Season 3 of Rick and Morty has officially come to a close in the UK this week, or last week if you watched it in the States, and it still continues to be one of the best and smartest shows on TV. Now, just with every season of the show, it's been absolutely packed with Easter eggs. Now, many of these Easter eggs are actually just references to the show itself, the characters and past events. But I want to focus on those Easter eggs that reference external media, such as movies or games. So, should we get started? Let's start at the start. That makes sense, right? Episode 1 is called The Rick Shank Redemption. When we're exploring 1998 in Rick's mind, we get a look at his house. That is, in fact, an almost exact replica of Walter White's house from Breaking Bad. Now, that might be a strange inclusion. That is until you realise that this is all imaginary, and this likely means that Rick is just a fan of Breaking Bad. Also in the same episode, we get another reference to Gravity Falls. Now, if you don't know, there's always tons of Gravity Falls Easter eggs in Rick and Morty. There's normally ones to do with Bill Cipher, and there are certainly loads of them in Season 3, but that's not the one I want to focus on today. After Morty and Summer get arrested by the Council of Ricks, while we're on the Citadel, in the background you can quite clearly see a Morty, Dipper and Mabel, who are the main characters from Gravity Falls. Okay, so we're still on the first episode, but there's one more Easter egg that I want to cover, and it's only a little one, but during one of the shots you can see that in the sky, the Planet Express ship from Futurama is flying overhead. So the next episode would be Rick Mancing the Stone, but I'm actually going to completely skip that episode because the entire episode is essentially a Mad Max reference with a little bit of Westworld thrown in there for good measure. Tales from the Citadel is perhaps one of my favourite Rick and Morty episodes ever. Now, while the episode itself references movies like Stand By Me and Training Day, I wanted to focus on a couple of the more hidden Easter eggs. So when Cop Morty and Cop Rick go into the Morty bar, at the bar we can see a very familiar looking Morty. Yes, finally, that is a Marty Morty, which, if you don't understand the significance of that, Morty is based on Marty McFly from the Back to the Future movies. So this is essentially the original Morty, in a sense. Also in the same episode, in a shot of lots of Rick and Mortys in a crowd, we can see a couple more Easter eggs, one of which is a Doctor Who Rick, and a Deckard Rick, which is from Blade Runner. You can tell by the trench coat. So we're going to skip out most of the episodes of Season 3, to be honest, and go straight to the final episode, which is actually another one of my favourites. Now, there's loads more Easter eggs in this episode, but we're not going to be including Minecraft. I will, however, include an Easter egg linked to the same theme. During the episode, the President of the United States has access to his very own teleporter. It's a pretty rudimentary thing, and it's not very efficient either. You have to set it up on both ends, so for a teleporter, not particularly useful. But what interests me is how the portal is ignited. Did you see that? That was a soldier lighting it with a lighter, much in the same way as in Minecraft you would light a nether portal with a flint and steel. Sticking with the gaming theme quickly, one of the weapons that the President uses during his fight with Rick seems to be very heavily inspired by the gravity gun from Half-Life. So we've come to our final Easter egg, and I honestly think this is one of my favourite ever from any Rick and Morty episode ever. That's a lot to live up to. During the brilliant fight scene in the White House, as Rick and the President fight their way through the different secret areas of the building, we see a number of conspiracy theories come to life. Tupac's dead body can be seen between the floorboards. The moon landing sets are pretty clearly visible. There's even a satanic ritual site. But perhaps my favourite, and perhaps the darkest the series has actually gone, is a movie set for the Twin Towers, indicating that perhaps 9/11 was staged, which, if you think about it, that makes no goddamn sense. Maybe Rick and Morty isn't the smartest show on telly. So then, there we have it. They were some of the very best Easter eggs from Rick and Morty Season 3. Looks like that'll be it for Rick and Morty for quite a little while until Season 4 comes out, which could be God knows how long. In the meantime, why don't you check out some of my old videos. I've got another Rick and Morty video that you can go and watch, which is just as good as this one. And also, there's a ton of other gaming content and vlogs and anything you could want. So go over, check the channel out if you haven't. And with that, thank you for watching. I do really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please subscribe. And if you want to help me keep making this content, be sure to back me on Patreon. Links are in the description. I've been the Royal Gorilla. Over and out.
His name is Luke and he's more than your average gamer. No ordinary let's player. Know about Easter eggs much better. Da 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 da. His name is Luke, aka the Royal Gorilla. Even bigger than the giant Godzilla. Follow him in every game he goes. Da da da.